Okay, this is PSX-754 and we're back with Doom and PlayStation Doom TC plus UAC fail PSX. It's been a long time I've done actual gameplay videos. Of course I did that little bit of a brief teaser of Twilight Descent 2, but I don't want to show that map too much. It's still in the making, but this map is MAP52. This is the Vicious Symbols. This is actually converted from Relentless Evil MAP28. There is actually a video of that map where I was a little bit upset during that commentary, so probably I shouldn't have done that commentary to begin with, but this map is actually converted from that particular map. And to make things more interesting, I'm using a PlayStation 3 controller to play this for maximum authenticity, and then I just use this handy console command. I think it was CL cap FPS 1, which means that this game will run with 35 FPS. Of course, that's probably not the original FPS of PlayStation Doom, maybe, but it is the original FPS of the original Doom, so... But yeah, it would normally take me around, I would say, 7 minutes to complete this map when I'm using a keyboard to play through this. But with a controller, it might take a little longer. But I don't care, because that's the price you have to pay for authenticity. And yeah, this is a little bit of a hell map, I think. Actually, originally this was not intended to be a hell map. This was kind of like one of those master levels, kind of like level 13 kind of maps. And this is where we have to be careful. This way, Mr. Revenant. Cool. And yeah, this is not like a new map. I did this map like some months ago, converted it. Fairly easy job to convert this. So there are some structural changes around this map, and the most notable ones would be, for those who have probably watched the original video, maybe like 3 people, I guess. But anyway, I removed these walls. Because in the original version we had like a little bit of wooden castle walls around here. So I removed them for visual purposes, and I did add this hell sky here because it felt like, for some reason, I got this idea in my head that the burning sky would be a good sky texture for this one. I don't know, maybe it is. Because originally this map would have like that Doom 2, kind of like very late Doom 2 weird skull, red skull sky or whatever it is. Or flesh sky or whatever it is. I don't know. But this map like felt like this map needed to have that. This little bit of a burning sky, and of course the burning sky is, yeah, that's a good job. Keep doing it. Oh God. I think that Arachnotron is gonna win. Or is he? Actually, he did. Yeah, that's great. Save some ammo. Okay, this is bad. Jesus. Oh God. Thanks. Yeah, this is just so much more fun to play with a controller. It's just so unbelievable. And it's like the craziest thing about this is that, of course I've like known that GZ Doom supports controllers. I know that for like years. But it's just that I figured it right now that, okay, I've had literally like PlayStation 3 controller plugged on my PC for like literally for almost for a year. And when I was doing that, you know, Final Doom walkthrough, and I will probably continue that as well soon enough. It's been way too long, and so it's like now I can play the TC with a controller, and it is just... I was actually inspired by to actually play with a controller. I was actually inspired by I was actually looking the other PlayStation Doom thread around Doom World forums, which obviously would be the Great Fall of Trident. So I was looking at the release thread, and there was this one guy, to my understanding, he made this Threshold of Pain, the 11 level episode for PlayStation Doom inspired episode, and he said that he was playing through Fall of Trident with a controller. So I thought that I might do actually the same thing when I eventually start covering that. There will be a little bit of more bigger gap between, so there's probably going to be a little bit of I would say a little bit longer wait for that, I think, because I got Duke Nukem Total Meltdown and stuff. So it's probably going to take some time for me to get there, to start covering Fall of Trident. And I will probably cover it with like on not too rough difficulty, because to be honest, I don't believe I can complete it with on ultraviolence with a controller, and I just want to have a little bit more relaxed walkthrough of it. So I just don't want to start doing another 100% LP and kind of like super skillful stuff or anything. I just want to play Doom, and so I'm probably going to turn down the difficulty lots when I start covering Fall of Trident. And to be honest, I didn't necessarily like too much of those later maps, particularly like the low ammo setting. I was not very fond of that idea, so it was not very fun. But obviously Fall of Trident, it was the later maps, they had like the design was clearly like 10 times better than it was with, I would say, like maps 10 to 20, I guess. So it's like obviously those later maps, they had like way more better design than like the early maps. But that's something that you probably expect. But anyway, this area is a little bit of a unusual thing, because the original map was created in 2004, I believe, or 2005. I don't remember. It was 2004. So it's like one of my early maps. So this map was kind of inspired a little bit like by Master Levels. What's that? PlayStation Final Doom level 13. I think it's Vespras. And yeah. Oh jeez. And we do get some Arachnotrons around here, because the original map had a Spider Mastermind here. So with PlayStation logic, it would be completely logical to replace them with Arachnotrons. Like, I would say that, PlayStation Doom level 28, I think, yeah, it had like a horde of Hell Knights replacing the Spider Mastermind from the PC. And now we go inside these little bit of a dungeon things. Jesus Christ, I can't believe I didn't add dynamic lights here. Because there are dynamic lights around this map, but or are there? In my opinion, there should be. There should be dynamic lights. Maybe. Maybe I added. Maybe I didn't. Well, to be honest, I don't even remember because it's been literally months. I've touched this map. But yeah, this project is doing fairly well. Of course, I don't know, probably I mentioned that I made a huge structural update for this WAD. So this is a PK3 file now. It's no longer a WAD file. I did that for performance reasons and also to reduce the file size. So it felt like it is much more fun to have like a very small file and that runs quite nicely than a little bit of a big WAD file and stuff, because of course, you know, the WAD file itself wasn't like super big or anything. It was only around 15 megabytes maybe, so it wasn't like that big. But to have a almost 15 times, or actually more, 10 times smaller PK3 file, of course that makes a huge difference. Jesus. Yeah, let's press that one and there you go. And now we do have to go over here. That's a little bit disorienting, but here it is anyway. Jesus. Let's press that one and then we go across the hall. But yeah, I just decided to put a lot of revenants here. Actually, this map used to have even more revenants in it. So this is a little bit of a trap. There used to be some Hell Knights and stuff, but I didn't want to do that just yet. Of course, I think I might add like one Hell Knight around here, or maybe something a little bit more tougher monsters, because the original map had like, you know, some shotgun guys and like 2 Hell Knights around here, so of course there has to be like something, and the most obvious secret in the history of Doom, and I won't be able to get it yet. This area also had some Revenants and Mancubi on PC, but here I decided to stick with the, you know, a little bit of a more simplistic monster placement. There's that one Revenant though. And you will also get a BFG. Those slides look slightly stupid, I guess. I thought they would be looking like super cool, but then they look like that, so it's not good. And also removed these switches for visual reasons, and then there was this huge teleport monster closet thing where, you know, enemies would be spawning in, so I removed that, and it was not very good. So yeah, now let's get that secret. It's a little bit of a more awesome view into the burning void. And yes, I'm probably gonna add a switch here, so it kind of like lowers these, but these will be lowered like this, which is just a little bit stupid. I think it doesn't have that, you know, a little bit of authenticity feeling in it. So I just wanted to, you know, make it more PlayStation style, and I think there might be some Lost Souls still. No? Go. Where's that? Yeah. That's cool. So it's that I decided to put that BFG as a little bit of a reward near the end. So it's like after grinding it out, you get a little bit more serious firepower, so of course it feels great. What? Let's pretend you didn't see that. But yeah, this is where the backtrack teleporter comes a little bit handy. I'm probably gonna add this backtrack teleporter back to the starting room, so it's a little bit more convenient. So it's like, if you don't remember where the blue door is and stuff like that, so... And also I'm probably gonna add a backtrack teleporter to map 36. There we go. Oh yeah, I do have one secret, so I'm gonna get that one secret. It's not much of a, like a super duper special secret, but it is a secret, so... There we go. And also, I did... Let me think. Of course, you know, the... Yeah, this area is completely different from the PlayStation version, so from the PC version. So it's like, on PC here we have this huge elevator, and there was this huge ambush, but this time I just decided to cut the elevator and, you know, copy paste that hallway here, so it was pretty nice. But yeah, I think that's really everything, so you kind of like have to start thinking about leaving this map. So yeah, here it is. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, this map is a little bit more easy side of things. So it's like, and none of these, I think, USC Fail PSX maps, they're like, none of them are like super difficult. Although I was very, very surprised when I played map 25 in Deep Hatred. I played it with a controller, and Jesus Christ, that map was very hard. It was really hard. It was way more harder than the original Perfect Hatred. But of course, if you play that with a keyboard, it's not going to be much of a problem. But anyway, this map, it went through some changes, and there are some things in this map that you're not supposed to see. I'm not going to talk about those things. So, yeah. But trust me, those things will be used very sparingly through this WAT. So, they do not necessarily appear in every map, and they do not appear very often in general. They appear in very specific areas. So it's like, once you have encountered them, you kind of like, maybe you get to know where you know, those guys like to hang around. So when you see something like that, you kind of know that, okay, there could be these guys and stuff like that, but that's enough of those guys. But yeah. Since this is PlayStation Doom, I think I might use this opportunity also to talk about, you know, Fall of Trident. I'm also planning to do an LP of it, and as I said, I will do it a little bit more relaxed. So, because I put a lot of effort into the Duke Nukem Total Meltdown LP, and it came in fairly short notice, and it's a very huge game for me. So I wanted to absolutely play through it and live through those glory days of early days of Duke Nukem. So of course, and I've been waiting it for years. So that's why maybe Fall of Trident was kind of like not like, quote, holding up, quote, to Duke Nukem Total Meltdown TC. So that's always high priority stuff. And yeah, I'm also using a controller to play through it and stuff. So I've been doing some controller testing with USC Fail PSX, and I believe I got to I think it was around map 5 of the Ultimate Doom. Not too many difficulties, but it's a little bit different to play with a controller. So I try to take that into account in the future. So it's like I want to also not to make it look and feel like a PlayStation Doom. I'm also gonna make it play like a PlayStation Doom. So it's like that's obviously. I'm really surprised that it has worked the way it has, because it's, you know, in case of UAC fail PSX, it just, the difficulty should be considered something around PlayStation Doom itself. So it's like if you know how, quote, easy the PlayStation Doom is gonna be, in that case and if you're looking for like super difficult maps, in that case, it's not probably the thing for you, but you can always, you know, play a Nightmare, I think, or put on fast monsters or whatever, to make it a little bit more difficult for yourself if you want. But I'm surprised how well it went, and I'm also gonna do a little bit of playtesting for maps, the Ultimate Doom part. I'm going to do a little bit of playtesting and with a controller and see how it works out and does it hold up to the original game. But in the end, I just don't want these maps to be too lengthy and too difficult. So this is probably the guideline that I was sticking from day one. So I think in that sense it has worked pretty well and stuff. But yeah. I think that's really everything about UAC fail. So after I'm done with Duke Nukem Total Meltdown TC, I will start hopefully to cover Fall of Trident. So that's gonna be, as I said, a little bit more, you know, laid back walkthrough. So I'm gonna sit back, you know, take my controller and play through it. And of course there will be some PlayStation Final Doom videos too. Sadly, I lost my save states, so it means that I'm gonna have to do level 27 from scratch, which is pretty tough to do on PS1, but that's what you have to do. So, but yeah, Fall of Trident is the next thing that I want to do, and I want to do a little bit more laid-back stuff, and I will play it on lower difficulties and try to share a couple of thoughts about it. And while it is a very, very different megawatt in its own way compared to UAC fail PSX, I'm glad that it's out, and it's been fun to watch how positive people have been about it. So on the other hand, like even I had like my little bit of own, you know, a little bit more of a nitpicking about it, you know, maps 21 to 30 I didn't necessarily like them too much, but yeah, it's, you can't always make everybody happy, and particularly if I'm a purist, it's very hard to make me happy. But yeah, I'm still gonna do it, and it's probably gonna be a lot more fun to play with a controller. And that means that when you play with a controller, it's like you're not in a hurry. So just like I wasn't here, I took like literally almost 20 minutes to complete this one. So I'm probably gonna figure out that, you know, with Fall of Trident, it's probably gonna take even more with some maps. But yeah, I think that's really everything about USC Fail MAP52 and stuff. So this turned out to be a little bit of a random commentary video rather than an actual playthrough of this map. But yeah, with that, I think I'm just gonna wrap this up and stuff like that. So yeah, thanks for watching, and see you.